When was the last time you went out and just climbed a tree? It's not something most people do when they're adults. It's usually something that children do. Even the Bible doesn't mention it much, but there is one story about a man who climbed a tree to get a closer look at Jesus. Let's go inside and take a look. We find the story of Zacchaeus in the book of Luke, chapter 19. It reads like this. He entered Jericho and was passing through. It's talking about Jesus. And there was a man called by the name of Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and he was rich. Zacchaeus was trying to see who Jesus was and was unable because of the crowd, for he was small in stature. So he ran on ahead and climbed up to a sycamore tree in order to see him, for he was about to pass that way. When Jesus came to the place, he looked up to him and said, "Zacchaeus, hurry and come down, for today I must stay at your house." He's not presented in a very good light. First of all, he's a tax collector, and not just any tax collector, he's the chief tax collector. Now, even in today's society, we don't like visits from the IRS, and it was no different back then. Beyond that, tax collectors were often Jewish men and women collecting taxes for the hated Roman Empire. This caused them to be seen as traitors of their own people. Also, he's a short man, and the Bible makes a point of saying that he was rich. He's not the kind of guy that most people would have wanted to hang out with. But he's desperate to see Jesus, and so he runs ahead to this sycamore tree. The crowd, of course, is a group of people that really wanted to see Jesus, but weren't too accommodating to anybody that was trying to get to see Jesus themselves. They were far more concerned about their getting to see Jesus, and they weren't especially concerned about Zacchaeus seeing Jesus. And so Zacchaeus does the only thing that he can do. He goes to a sycamore tree and climbs it so that he can get a better view of what's going on. It's the tree I want to focus on today. Nobody ever talks about it much, but it's the solution to Zacchaeus' problem. Interestingly enough, the sycamore trees can live for over 200 years, and so that tree had probably been there for a very long time. And I want you to think about that, because that means that God was working on a solution to Zacchaeus' problem before Zacchaeus was even born. And it's that way in our own lives. Very often God is working on solutions for problems that we don't even know we have yet. There are people in my life that I can point to that God was arranging for me to meet at just the perfect time to help me get through certain circumstances or situations in my life. And there are people that have been brought into my life that have helped me get a clear view of who Jesus is. Interestingly enough, we're all being prepared for people in our future who are also in need of a better view of Jesus. And we are to be that sycamore tree for those people. So I encourage you today to be the tree, not the crowd.